All right, we're just waiting. I got 5, so
Okay.
we can go ahead. We're good.
Okay, welcome everyone to our May Park Board meeting. Call to order and then roll call, Janice, please. We're a little limited today.
Yeah, Jose.
Here.
Scott,
Here,
Kristen. Here. Chuck's not here, yeah.
no, and I didn't.
Kara Carter's absent, Robin Paulson is absent.
All right, this time, if I can ask everyone to stand for our pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, our first order of business is public input, so if anybody would like, if you've signed in, please approach the podium. Nobody today? Wow, that's different from last time. Somebody in the crowd can tell us that too. Okay, I would like to mention,
No.
Okay.
yeah, no electronic, right?
No.
So, however, I received a letter at the park department addressed to me, in concern about the trees at Cobblestone Park, just to let everyone know, they have died. Mark did talk with the landscapers and they will be replacing those. We haven't decided when, and it most likely will be in the fall, just so we can avoid maybe a drought in the summer, which we all kind of think is coming, but maybe not. So it looks like fall, those will be replanted. So if anyone asks, we are replanting those. The person who sent the letter did not put their name on it. I wish they would, because it's not a bad thing. I'd like to acknowledge them for bringing it to our attention. So whoever that is, if we have a few viewers out there, and it was one of those people, thank you very much for bringing it to our attention. And yes, we are replacing them. Next order of business is consent agenda for approval. So it's back and forth between the two of you to motion and second. So we do need a motion to approve our consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as provided.
I'll second.
Roll call, Jan?
Kristen,
Yes.
Jose,
Yes.
Yes. I don't think there was anything out of the ordinary. You can jump down. Oh. All right, next up is our reports, and Mark has our park report.
Yeah, I'm gonna summarize, my section, and Chris is here from the golf course. We'll let him, jump in and take care of, his section there. So West Lakes Park, the washroom building we're continuing on that. We had some unsuitable soils that had to be replaced. That's something on today's agenda that we're bringing to you. The Bridges Over Ditches project is really close. We're spreading topsoil today. Tomorrow, they're putting down landscaping blanket. When landscaping starts working on a project, it's like almost done time. So we will have a joint ribbon cutting between the town of Munster and town of Highland. That's not scheduled until Monday, June 15th at 1:30. There is a walkthrough coming up since NDOT was involved in this project. That's early June that we're having that. So the project still is under the control of the contractor, which is Gary Construction. And whether, how they choose to clean up and prohibit or allow access is their determination at this point. This isn't something that we're publicizing loudly, but it's something that is happening. Obviously, we're getting very close to it. We're winding that down. It is something that's out there that we wanted to publicly acknowledge, at least, that we're getting very close to it, and we're excited about the ribbon cutting coming up. The NIPSCO trail repave, the town council last night just approved to get repaved part of that trail, which is through the south end of the high school parking lot. So Columbia west to Public Works. So south end of the high school parking lot, south end of the pool parking lot in the park area there, crossover Calumet from the corner by Walgreens there down to Public Works driveway. So that'll be getting repaved soon. Everything east of Columbia to where the Bridges Over Ditches project gets left off. We're waiting for a response from NIPSCO. for a notice to proceed, so we can get those quotes and then bring that to the council for repayment. So that is our plan to get that done still this year. But there will be, undoubtedly, we will have a ribbon cutting for the ceremony for these bridges, and undoubtedly, I don't know, a month, 2 months later, we're gonna be repaving some of the paths, so some of it may be closed down again, but it's just construction. We gotta get through this at that point, so. The clubhouse electrical redistribution project, that project is out for bid. It's been in the paper it was in today and last week, Tuesday. We're doing a pre-bid walkthrough later this week. And those bids are due June 2nd, so we're hoping to bring a recommendation to the June 16th park board meeting. Cobblestones Park Courts project is underway. They poured the concrete last week. We're in the curing time now, so it's gonna be about a month before we see any other work. Once that's cured, they'll be repainting, and then the fence fabric will be going up, and then they'll start their cleanup. As far as landscaping aspect goes, they'll be doing some asphalt repairs on where they had to cross the path to get out to the courts as well, so that's also happening. The community estates subdivision, at last month's meeting, we had a resident offer a donation to the board about their lot at 444 Megan Way. I have reached out to them. I'm waiting for a response back for a formal in writing offer. So to be able for the board to consider and formally consider that, and along with the other options that you have for out there. We continue. I did have a phone call with NICD, an initial call, and they're going through some transition at NICD now. Their head guy retired recently, right after they opened up the Monon corridor. So it's been a little slow, and obviously with the new corridor opening and in operations now, they have a lot of other things that they're still dealing with, but they are contemplating our request to have further conversations in regards to that property. So we're waiting to hear back from them on that as well. Concessions, we did get the Triple Play Cafe opened up April 20th. It was only open for 10 days in April, and our 20% of the agreement was over $1,000, and we already received that check. Since I've been here, we've never received a check for concessions. So that was a big plus, a big positive in my mind. And the fact that there was only for select baseball, softball games for a 10-day period. I think that it's going pretty well out there. They're geared up and ready to open for the pool, which this week is, the plan is to open. We're slated to open this week. We've been doing trainings. The pool is now filled, and the intention was to be open for Saturday. I think temperatures are going to prohibit Saturday, maybe even Sunday. It's typically 70-degree mark is usually where we look. We do take wind into consideration. If it's a little windier, we may delay, but likely Sunday or Monday, I imagine, will be our first day at this point, looking at a forecast. So we are, so next week, the last few years, we've been open. School year has ended before Memorial Day. School year's going beyond Memorial Day. So we're going to have alternative hours that week. That Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday would be a 4 to 8 is what we're planning to be open. And then we return to our normal 11 to 6 Monday through Saturday, and 1 to 6 hours on Sunday, following that for the rest of the year, so, or the rest of the season. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Chris to talk about golf.
Good evening. So we want to start with this. I know something this is Dan's been working on for about 4 years now. So with the help from Munster High School art department with teacher Elena Lopez, we've done they created a new sticker, T-sticker for that. So that winner has been announced. I think it's being announced the next Friday. Being announced Friday for that. He's also been working with the high school for the Audubon project, and they've now identified 106 different species of birds out at the golf course. I was very surprised by that numbers. So our new menu for the new menu with the new rebranded Centennial Park Barn Bistro will be opening on Thursday. All of the grill and everything, food will be purchased. Grills here, food will be purchased this week. Our new golf clinics have opened. We have men's and women's group classes, beginner classes, and our junior camps will be starting in June. We have actually kind of revamped the way we do our clean pick. So we're actually be open until 7 o'clock on Wednesdays now, and we used to close down at 4, just trying to help out based on the needs of our customers in the community. Keep that open another 3 hours. All of the irrigation work is done, and all the irrigation is up and running. Oh, the beverage cart started last week as well too.
Thank you.
That would be it for our board report today.
Okay, I'm so happy Mr. Gardner made it because town council report is next.
And make sure I got it right before the
That's
town
right.
council report. We had our town council meeting last night. I'm not so sure there was a lot on the agenda last night. So I really don't have much to approve, other than the Civic Foundation will be meeting tonight after this meeting. And the Civic Foundation is an arm of the town of Munster. 5 of the council members are board of directors, and we have 20 resident members that meet on a monthly basis for the Civic Foundation. And they will be, one of the bigger events that the Civic Foundation does is Tuesday Rocks. I believe the Tuesday night, June 2nd, will be the first concert out at Centennial Park. And roughly every other Tuesday, every third Tuesday, there's concerts out there that the Civic Foundation sponsors. So I guess that's the extent of my board report. Any questions for the council, I guess, from park board members? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
I think I saw that there was a beer garden. Is that a first now?
We've had beer at the concerts
Okay,
before. We're calling it a beer garden. It may not be a formal fenced-in beer garden. It's usually, Chris is gonna work on some different plans, trying to get some more attention to it. We may move it. Basically, they brought the beverage cart over in the past years and just sold right out of the beverage cart to make it as easy as far as cleanup and things like that go. But they will be, out there and having drinks available for any of the ones at Centennial, of course. Nothing at Town Hall. We don't.
Chris, the Civic Foundation will be setting up a 10 by 20 tent each of the concert nights. And maybe there's a way that we can work together on that to bring more attention to what you have and not have overabundant things.
Sounds good. Yeah, got a lot of feedback asking for that, so that's great to see.
There, and over on the table, as you come in, there's a card that Donna made up that has our calendar of events for the year. And then they're also kind of grouped separately, what Scott's holding up there. It's a nice little shortcut, nice little thing to kind of magnet, throw it on your fridge and have available for your calendars at home. So I welcome everyone to grab one of those. It's also posted up on our website, on our Parks and Recreation page as well.
I'll also say that the concessions are very well received. It was fully stocked. You can have like really cool baseball cards that you can buy. I got a rookie card with Tom Brady, so
There you go.
very excited about that. Yeah, it's really, really good.
I'm going for it. All right. Has there been any feedback with the high school softball with the concessions at all?
I have not heard anything, positive or negative, but the fact that we received over $1,000 is
Yeah.
amazing, and we played softball out there for the last 15 years, so I don't think I've ever heard of us making money at that concession stand.
Unfortunately, it went into, with it being collected with the golf, it went to help and support and offset things there. So it never really, at the end of the year, nothing that was ever paid back. With it being separate, it makes it a little bit nicer to see from that perspective. So it's a positive for us. So, yeah, we're excited. He's been great to work with, very receptive to ideas, and yeah, we're excited to have him incorporated into the pool as well coming up here. So
It's great.
Well, thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Yep.
And next is items for discussion or action. And our first up is the car show event summary.
we're gonna have Mara DiCarlo, one of our recreation supervisors, come up and present that report.
All right, so this past May, Munster Parks hosted our 28th annual car show on May 2nd. It was very exciting. We did get to start our America 250 celebrations here in the town of Munster. So everything was red, white, and blue. We always like to have something at the event for the kids, and this year that was Captain America. He was there from 11 to 1, kind of just walking around, taking pictures with people, taking pictures with my judges. And then we also had some red, white, and blue trophies. And then, Mark, are you able to pull up the report?
Sure.
I just wanted to show pictures. Okay, there we go. So obviously you can see Captain America. And then one of the most exciting things that we did this year was the cake. Strachan Van Til generously donated 2 full sheet cakes for this event with our event logo on them. And halfway through the event, around 12 o'clock, we invited everyone up for a slice of cake while supplies lasted. And people were very excited about the cake. And we had some people who wanted more than just a piece, but hey, cake is good. So those were the two big things that were different this year, the cake and then Captain America. But it was really exciting to get to celebrate America 250. As far as the event financials go, we did bring in over $9,000 from our vendors, but most importantly, our sponsors in the car show auto registrations. And then our expenses were a little over $6,000, so we were excited to, bring in around 3,000 that we can put to offset future events and programs for the Parks Department. So do you guys have any questions, comments? Did any of you go? I know Chuck was there. It was a really fun event.
I drove by. I saw a lot of people there.
Yes.
Right by. It looked very well, like
Yes.
lots of people all over.
I've been doing this event. I think this was my fourth one, and I think it was either fourth or fifth. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with how many events you do over the years, but I would have to say that the America 250 theme was my favorite that we've done so far since I've been here. But I do highly encourage you all to come next year for our 29th annual. So thank you very much.
We were a little nervous going into it because of the construction project, and we used to use the grass on the east side of the pool. We used the grass on the west side of the pool this year, which allowed, and we were able to have it. Some comments that were made were there was people that this was the best ever. So it's nice to hear that we were sold out in advance of the event before, we used to take registration on the day of. We haven't done that in about 3 years now, I think. So it's really become a known car show on the circuit, if you will, for the car show aficionados. That was the first one. Yeah. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next item up for approval actually is a utility tractor purchase agreement. Revision.
Yes, so this is a purchase that you approved earlier this year. We had them come out and they did this through the Sourcewell Purchasing Co-op. Both the sales rep and our staff that were there, we missed the hydraulics aspect as part of these two utility tractors. It wasn't until they were getting ready to deliver them that we said something about hydraulics, and that's when it clicked with everybody and like, wait a minute, we missed this. So unfortunately, it is something that we need to use the attachments that we have and want. It ends up being an additional cost, so we're bringing it back to asking for your approval of this additional cost of $2,346.66. So ultimately, we're recommending the approval of an updated proposal, which is attached to that, still through that Sourcewell Purchasing Co-op at a grand total of $82,643.54. For the four, that's the combined price for the 4 pieces of equipment. There was 2 Z-Track mowers. That price didn't change from what we did before. The only prices that changed were in relation to the 2 utility tractors. So we're seeking that approval today.
Yes.
Just to be clear, it is in our budget, correct?
And this is within our budget, within our bond. These are actually still under budget from what we originally bound for.
I'll motion to approve the utility tractor purchase agreement revision.
I'll second it.
Roll call, Janice?
Kristen,
Yes.
Jose,
Yes.
Scott.
Yes. Any other concerns or questions? Okay. Next up is our Never Alone recovery request for a park for their walk.
Yes, I have some folks here that are happy to answer any questions that are here from Never Alone Foundation, which is a Munster-based organization. I've summarized this. They've given us a request letter, but they're seeking to host their first ever special event in a park we went back and forth as far as locations and times, and had a lot of discussion in regards to that, and kind of narrowed down to the point of trying to seek West Lakes Park on Saturday, September 19th, from 4 to 7 o'clock. Why they're here relatively early is to make sure to get that date so they can kind of move forward with more planning for it. Now that assuming you consider the approval and approve it, they would have that to be able to go and ask others to make it a little bit broader than what the scope that they're envisioning for this. From a staff perspective, we would recommend that that we would charge them the fee of the shelter rental for that time frame, which is $95 it's actually $95 for a 4-hour use, which would be applied. They mainly will be in the very north end of the park at the soccer fields, kind of at the church end of the park. And then they would use the walking path around, for the most part, the perimeter. There is a graphic attached to their letter that shows the route that they would hope to use and kind of the area of the park they're hoping to use. We purposely made it later in the day to avoid any conflict with traditional soccer programs. Saturdays have traditionally been our Munster Parks and Recreation Soccer League program out there, which doesn't use that furthest north area. I will give a courtesy to Munster Soccer Club and just let them know, hey, they don't play a lot of Saturdays. Once in a while, they might get some. We'll tell them that's one Saturday. Like, let's make sure that you don't use that area. We would recommend that, obviously, besides the fee itself and sales tax, the cleanup and damage deposit, which is normal for that, a shelter rental, that we do suggest and recommend a certificate of insurance naming the town as additional insured for this particular event. But beyond that, I don't know if Katie, you want to come up and add, or John? I don't know who wants to talk here. Yeah, if summarize that, fill in the blanks where I missed.
Absolutely. Thank you for taking the time this evening to hear our proposal. We are here to respectfully request your approval to host a community awareness walk called No One Walks Alone at Westlake Parks this September. Before discussing the event itself, my name is John Hayes, and I am the CEO of Never Alone Foundation. Never Alone Foundation is a resource hub. And what we do is we help people get into detox. We help them get into treatment facilities. We help them get into DUI classes, and it's an 800 number. And since our inception, so we Never Alone Foundation, founded in 2016 by Austin Wynn, who is a Munster resident, based off of his personal experience and a deep commitment of helping individuals find recovery that aligns with their unique beliefs and needs. We've received more than 8,000 calls since 2016, and it's all shapes and sizes of recovery for mental health as well as addiction. And it's not just people seeking services. We also get spouses, parents, siblings, co-workers, and friends that are looking for help on behalf of those they care about. And 3 to 4% of those calls, not to break anonymity, but 3 or 4% of those calls do come from Munster. We specialize in Northwest Indiana, and we push people to all the resources that we can in the area. And we understand that addiction and recovery can be sensitive subjects, particularly in a public setting where children and families may be present. As Munster residents ourselves, with our organization based here, our families are rooted in this community. We share the same desire to protect and enhance the reputation of our town. We are committed to conducting this event in a manner that reflects the values of Munster and its residents. We have been working closely with Mark from the Munster Parks and Recreation Department. Thank you for putting up with us. Our approach is going to be very simple, just like we practice what we preach. Keep it simple. That's one of our terms. The event will utilize a small portion of the park for informational tables and then the walking path for the awareness walk itself. There will be no demonstrations, chanting, or disruptive activities, just fellowship, conversation, education, and support. Our goal is to create a peaceful environment where community members can discuss difficult realities with compassion and understanding. The event will take place, if approved, September 19th from 4 to 7 p.m. We selected this time intentionally as park activity is typically lighter, and organized sporting events are generally concluding for the day. At its core, the walk is about awareness and education. It is an opportunity to increase understanding of substance use disorders, mental health struggles, overdose prevention, and the importance of early intervention. These issues are not happening somewhere else to someone else. They affect families sitting in school pickup lines, attending youth sporting events, worshiping in local churches, and living quietly beside us every day. We also want to acknowledge our responsibility as event organizers, our commitment to complying with all the town requirements regarding park usage, the fees, the insurance, all that stuff. We're going to take care of all that, of course, and be responsible and respectful partners. As mentioned earlier, the event will remain family friendly and respectful in tone, no aggressive messaging, disruptive behavior, or activities that interfere with the park visitors. We're going to have a couple speakers and a microphone, but it's for announcements and brief remarks. We anticipate approximately 150 attendees throughout the event, along with 10 to 15 local organization and community partners from Munster and Lake County, providing educational materials, prevention resources, recovery information, and family support services. Every person that walks on this path in September will represent someone's child, parent, sibling, friend, neighbor, or loved one. Some will walk in celebration of recovery. Some will walk in memory of someone they lost. Some will walk because they're quietly struggling and need to know they're not alone. Those individuals already exist in our community, whether we acknowledge them publicly or not. Our walk simply gives them a place to feel seen. The vision is straightforward: create an event that brings people together through compassion, encouragement, prevention, and hope. We hope that one day this walk stands along other cherished Munster community events as a reflection of neighbors supporting neighbors and a town willing to show up for one another, not only during life's celebration, but during its challenges as well. Thank you very much for listening, and if you have any questions, happy to answer.
In the past, where else have you held this walk?
This is
The
our
initial one.
This is our initial one.
Okay. Okay. With the 3-hour time frame, how much is devoted to the walk, with the lap diagram you provided? At first, when I looked at it, I said 1 lap, and then I realized, no, we have a 3-hour window. So you said there'll be some speakers, but it would just be announcements, and then you have vendors. So how much time is devoted to the actual walk?
The actual walk itself will be about a half hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we're predicting people to kind of come and go as they please. The vendors will be out there having discussions. We're going to have a vendor out there that is going to be discussing Narcan and things like that, which is a big overdose. It reverses overdoses. So we're going to have people talking about that, and more the conversations with the vendors than the actual walking itself.
I would just like to mention, I know there's no perfect date ever. September 19th happens to be the high school's homecoming weekend, and the homecoming event is that Saturday evening. So you may be missing a little bit of your audience that potentially would be interested in learning more about Narcan and some of the other items. So I'm not suggesting change it, but just letting you know that that could just be a little missing component of your event that evening. But it also could draw people in where they're taking pictures.
Well, we're not 1,000% set in stone on that, so that we can alter on that. And thank you for bringing that to our attention.
I think it's a great idea, though. Thank you. I was unaware of your resources, so thank you for sharing that with us tonight.
Thank you.
I think this is the perfect setup, actually.
Me
with the
too.
Field space and just a path, so glad we're able to make that happen.
Hearing that you're relatively supportive, I think I would suggest that maybe to give us the flexibility, the approval of the event, and maybe flexibility with the date to allow, if we deem that to change it to a week later, 2 weeks later, whatever, something like that. That might be a suggestion to allow us, so we don't have to bother coming back if the date changes. As if that would be the wishes of the board.
It's fine.
I agree.
Okay, so the motion to approve our Never Alone recovery request for the walk at West Lakes and flexibility with the deadlines.
I still move.
I'll second.
Roll call, James?
Kristen,
Yes.
Jose,
Yes.
Yes. Anybody else have any concern, any question? All right, our last item is another change order, which are becoming more common. with construction costs.
Unfortunately, construction often has change orders, especially building construction. This is an area we determined, we knew where that building wanted to go. When they started digging, they realized very quickly, Grimmer as the general contractor is an earth, groundwork excavation company more so than anything. That's probably their expertise. And they realized, hey, guys, we need to test this soil. We got it tested. The AES did the testing for us and they agreed. They gave us some alternatives, and what this change order is a summary of those change orders. So it was removing material that was there that was unsuitable to build upon, replacing it with an appropriate substitute of stone, sand and stone. And we bring this together for your consideration today. This is the previously approved contract was a total of $755,343.80. This change order 2 will add $23,752.50 to that contracted price. So this would still be paid from the 2024 GO bond. The funds are available for this change order, and we do recommend the approval of change order number 2 as presented.
Motion to approve.
A motion to approve the Westlake's, special facility change order.
I'll second it.
Roll call, Dennis?
Kristen,
Yes.
Jose,
Yes.
Scott.
Yes. Anybody have anything to add to it? I'm sure we'll get that one too, so Mark and I already talked about that.
There will be, unfortunately, there's gonna be some towards asphalt because of the additional trucks coming in and out of there. We've shredded that trail. It's gonna have to get repaved, so that will be a future change order down the road.
No problem. All right, at this time, we are looking to adjourn our meeting, so motion to adjourn,
Motion to adjourn.
all in favor? Aye.
Yes.
All right, and our next meeting is Tuesday, June 16th at 5 p.m. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Randy, what was it?
I was gonna forget you.
Yes. Stop.
All right.